So we will just brief you what our product is there and what kind of product is there. Please. Okay. So you just see on the screen, we call it is a nasal. We made it in the Daman. The weight of the nasal is 80,000 kgs. We can say the size is like a city bus or a railway bogie. That is the heaviest part we made in Daman. And the new model comes with the 94 tons, that is a 94,000 kg, and that will be lifted on 120-meter height. We can say it is a near about 40-story building. These are our blades. We made our blades at various region in the India. It is made at Bhuj. It is made at in MP also. It is made at Trichy and in Pondicherry. So we cater all the parts across the India because Suzlon is known as a number one in India for wind turbine manufacturing and top 100 companies in the world for wind turbine manufacturing. The blade size, we can say it is an aeroplane. It is just like aeroplane of Airbus A321. 45 meter is the length. Whenever we are transporting our cargoes, it is all over-dimensional cargoes. Sometimes we need to stop the railways also. कि रेलवे की बोगी है, रेलवे की ट्रेन है, उसे रोकना है. We need to carry our cargoes. That is happens. It is regular practice in Suzlon. This is our tower. That is a latest technology in Suzlon that we made tubular tower along with the hybrid latest technology. This is the first technology introduced by Suzlon in the world because all the other wind turbine manufacturers, they made either a lattice tower or either a tubular tower. But Suzlon is only having the company which has the lattice plus tubular tower together. And this is the highest turbine made in India for 140 meter and 160 meter height. We can say it is a 40 meter, 40-story building. Whenever we need to climb up, there is a lift inside. There is a climb assist system inside. We can go directly, the lift can be carried up to the 100-meter height and remaining 20 meter we need to climb by our own. Now, this is the vendor development part. Now we come to the point for that we are very much thankful for the FICCI and local government that we have been invited for presenting our vendor development process. As Suzlon, we know that Suzlon is number one in India, but we have a lot of certification bodies already installed, that the National Award for Manufacturing Competitiveness, then India Green Manufacturing Competitiveness Award. And our product is being a green product, we always see that the sustainability part on environment has been taken care because we are in renewable business. And earlier the practices were there, the people say that whatever our vendors are there, they are not affecting our production. But now those days are already gone. हमें अपने supplier को संभाल के रखना है because whenever we book the supplier capacity, you are grown up, you are the number one in the market. We are having near about 1,000 plus vendors. They are supplying a lot of parts like small castings, big castings, controllers, drives, gearboxes, fiberglass parts, and big main modules also. We are having near about 4 verticals. We call it the nacelle. Myself belongs to nacelle. We worked in Daman. There is another vertical. We call it the electrical. They are belong to all electrical component like panels, cables. Then there is a tower vertical. They are dealing with all plates, bending of the plates, then rolling of the plates. Each tower weight is near about 50 tons, and we are having near about 4 towers if we go for tubular. Forging part is there. There are a lot of castings. When we see the nacelle, there is near about 20 tons of forging has been used. And few slides next, we will see that how the supply development approach is there in Suzlon. These are the 4 main steps that why we need a new supplier. If there is any system requirements are there, there is any product quality affecting, if you have new proto, and what are the main deliverables. It is the internal or external customer requirement. At Suzlon, whatever products we are making, it is having the life cycle of 25 years. यानी हम जो टरबाइन बनाते हैं उसे 25 साल तक हमें ही देखना है, उसके अंदर जो भी प्रोडक्ट यूज होती है, it should be competent to withstand that life cycle. So whatever supplier quality management system is there, we are always making it strengthening. Our हमारा जो प्रोडक्ट है, that is mainly designed in Netherlands and Germany and Denmark. Our blades are mainly designed in Denmark. Our nacelle, जिसे हम wind turbine generator कहते हैं, it is designed in Germany, and we always comply to those European standards. We worked with German also, Italian also, Chinese also, and US also, because the quality which we produce in India, it is now far better than improved than earlier, because everybody has grown up, everybody has a global internet mechanism to see that what people are making. And we always see that whatever products has been made, it should be fit, functional, and perform. A lot of trial has been taken that the parts are being made as per quality requirements. It has been fitted and it has been performed for 20 to 25 years life cycle. This is a vendor approval process. And in our portal also, if we see our online Suzlon portal, there is all contact details has been given to register the vendor process. First, we analyze whether the requirement is there, then the purchase team will finalize the vendor. Our quality team will go there, along with our technical team. They will analyze all the technical requirements are satisfied. And then the decision has been taken, yes, the vendor is approved. The detailed part will come in that Excel sheet. So I will explain you what type of quality parameters we are reviewing when we approve the vendors. The components which we are using is very big in size, very heavy in weight. So the manufacturing process, because we are here there in Suzlon for the last 25 years, we are having the experience of product manufacturing, forging, machining, cutting, welding from more than 2 decades. So what suppliers are adopting for their processes, that we analyze whether the process has been up to the mark, all the quality parameters has been set, and it is complying with industrial norms. Not only for India, but it is the IEC norms, whether it is for European standards, compliance is there or not. Then the proto manufacturing has been done. Only first proto will be made. And some of the parts in wind turbine, if we see, there are a lot of atmospheric and weather condition they have to withstand. So whenever the parts has been installed, we have to see that the parts are performed well in all 12 months of the season, because our turbines are performed at minus 40 degree and plus 60 degree. So we worked at near about minus 35 degree when we were there in US and in Russia. So they are all stringent atmospheric condition, and we have been tested those parts. If it is a export order, then it has to be tested at minus 40 degrees Celsius. We send it outside across the country, and if it is for India, the highest temperature we got in Jaisalmer, Rajasthan, we test it up to 45 degree to 50 degree. Then the proto inspection is completed. First of quality parameters are there that have been complied, and then the production line quality parameters needs to be taken care. Once the vendor is registered, its quality first proto completed, then we do frequent audits at vendor end. There are a lot of audit criteria we will see in the Excel sheet. Then if audits are happen, definitely there will be some gap. The gaps are there, we need to fulfill the gaps. We see that the vendors are well trained, well educated to comply our requirement. Then there is a vendor rating after frequent audits. It has been rating has been given to 90 to 100, 60 to 80, green channel suppliers, that we will see in the Excel sheet. Vaibhav sir, can you please open that? In that Excel sheet, I will just brief you. There are few suppliers sample has been taken for forging industry and for generator suppliers. For forging industry, we see that the forging facility has been well equipped with trained persons, whether the foundry is there, what type of sands they are using, what type of raw material they are using, all the technical and chemical properties has been certified. Okay, no problem, Vibhav. No problem. No problem. And the another Excel sheet shows about the generator compliance. That generator is having internal winding, VPI process, resin integration process, and all the process has been set as per required norms. Whether the supplier is qualifying for the norms, go ahead, no problem. Go back, go back. Okay. Feasibility study as supplier end, then establishing inspection and test requirements. Lot of drawings has been made, we directly take from Germany, and from Germany, the local distribution team is there in Pune who distribute all the drawings to suppliers. They made the prototype as per drawing and we certified. Design and validation jigs and fixtures. Whatever jigs and fixtures they are using, it should be properly calibrated with the National Accredited Laboratory certified. The test certificates and NABL certified lab reports should be accompanied with that. Then the special process validation, if the supplier is having that CNC cutting, plasma cutting, or some testing parameters are there, we see that all the processes has been installed and taken care. Then the final inspection happens and packing and dispatch clearance has been given. At Suzlon, we follow the system that all the components has been tested and verified at supplier end. We don't do any inspection at plant because once the component has been inspected at the supplier end, let it come directly through to us. We only see that the physical condition and is there any aesthetic damages are there or not. Otherwise, we directly accept it and it goes directly to the line. It is a time saving initiative. You go ahead, Vaibhav. Now, these are the vital roles. Is there any queries are there when we develop our vendors? The queries has been addressed properly. Inspection, quality approval process, quality approval plan are there. In all QAP process, we see that the requirement has been written properly. The parameters has been set. What type of instruments they are using? What is the calibration frequency? Where the instruments has been kept? And which persons are doing that measurement? All the things is mentioned in the QAP. And being a packing, we are having special cargo systems for packing because our components are very heavy in size and big. So what we do, whenever the component has been transported, the work instruction has been made that which kind of cargoes to be used, which kind of drivers. The driver should have special heavy license for that. Jigs and fixtures, process validation, special process, and we do have coating process check because the turbine has to withstand near about 20 to 25 years life. So we see that the all coatings of the painting, powder coating and all has been properly done with the thickness of near about 300 micron. And we do the salt spray test of that coatings for 600 to 700 hours. This is the basic need, why we need a new supplier. Just to recap, there is some new turbine development, if there is any bottleneck in supply system, is there any integrate capacity because the size, according to size, we see that our supplier is always to be nearby. Innovation and latest technology because day by day the turbine size are getting increased. Earlier we were making 350 kilowatt, but now we are making 2.1 megawatt, 2000 kilowatt, and the next model comes with 3000 kilowatt. So the cross-functional leave, how it is getting involved, we are having the purchasing team, then the supply chain engineering team, then design and product engineering. It is mainly based in Germany and their counterpart sits in Pune. And supplier quality management who takes care of daily audits, routine audits and first of quality approvals. Now how this vendor approval process that anybody from business plan, new product development or bottleneck assembly or capacity planning or technology team, then they can raise the request that we required a new vendor. It goes for approval process. Initial vendor approval form has to be filled. Then supplier visits happen. Audit score is there, whether it is the supplier is pass or reject. Then it goes for audit report preparation and goes for parallelly releasing PO. Parallelly, that initially quality information, we have the system of SAP where the supplier has been directly registered. Then there is a process of proto component manufacturing, first article assembly and update of AVL. AVL is nothing but the approved vendor list. So whenever the vendors has been certified and approved, they comes into the approved vendor list. Once the vendor is approved, he is certified for further supplies. And nobody can release purchase order if the vendor is not approved. Now how the audits are happening? We do the audits and the vendor is certified for at least for a 1 year. If the vendor is new, then we certify the vendor for 3 months and then after that further 3 months it will be extended and further 6 months it will be extended. And we do periodic audit to check that the criteria of quality are maintained. Audits are there, evaluation gaps are identified, scoring against each parameter will come to the further scoring parameters. An action plan by suppliers, because we don't believe that the supplier is wrong. We always try to develop the supplier and encourage them to boost up. This is the main slide, that how the grading is happening. The green channel suppliers, the score, they have to be performed between 90 to 100. We don't do further inspections over there. When the suppliers are belongs to 80 to 90%, then there is a cyclic inspection is there. If 60 to 80% grading is there, that is a big supplier, B grade supplier, and we have to do partial compliance. Detailed action plan is required, supplier approved, conditionally. Supervision is also required, and proto and further series production has been taken care with frequent audits. And if the score is less than 50, the supplier is not complied and they cannot supply further material. We do our excellence drive, that is the MPP, manufacturing process plan, PPAP. PPAP is nothing but it's a stringent quality system, production part approval process. We followed at Suzlon, and it is having all the quality parameter, where the product is manufacturing, what is the supplier address, what kind of standards they have, whether it is supplied, the supplier has been certified with ISO 9000, ISO 14000 or ISO 45000, which complies for the OSAs, and national accredited certificates are there. So we will see that the all certificate systems are already installed at supplier end. Special process validation, training to suppliers. If we want to develop a new supplier, because after Atmanirbhar Bharat, we developed a lot of suppliers in India who made castings, who made electronic products in India. We do inspection and test, resolution of suppliers queries, technical specification, welding qualification. Being a technical company, and fabrication is the most important part in our Suzlon. So welding is a very critical parameter which we see and analyze that all the welders are getting trained properly. Jigs and fixtures are playing vital role, because there are a lot of customized parts. We cannot measure each and every part with the vernier caliper or steel rule or maybe mics. But we have a lot of jigs and fixtures which is externally calibrated as per European norms. First of quality and fit function and process trials. If there are supplies are there, if everything installed well, however, there is a scope for some non-conformities. We address those non-conformities with latest statistical process quality controls with the 8D projects or DMAC projects. Then the non-conformities has been closed, and we see that the improvements are happening at continuously at vendor end. Because our plant is a 5S and Kaizen certified plant. Frequently, audits are happening in our plant from Quality Circle Forum of India also. And we see that our supplier also certified as per that quality norms. This is the last slide. This is the photograph of our Brazil site. Thank you. And thanks for inviting us.